Friends are like treasure boxes. You never know what is inside until you open it and see what you get. Sometimes you find a bracelet with many different beads and many different colors, many different sides to one thing. Sometimes you find something sharp, something that can cut you open and leave you to bleed out. Sometimes you find something that is mending, like this piece of Play-Doh that sticks things together that helps you create beautiful and amazing masterpieces. If you aren't willing to open up the treasure box and see what is inside, referring to your friends, referring to the people that are in your life, then you will never know what is inside. In this video, we are going to be talking about constructive versus destructive criticism. Some people in your life are there for a reason and they are giving you construction. Their criticism comes with a sort of construction, a sort of direction that maybe you might not want to hear, that maybe hits you on the side of the head, but also, brings you back into shape and into the space that you should be. And then some people come into your life and bring you down. Some people will knock you over the head because they want to see you fall. They want to see you on the ground. And so we are going to be figuratively and literally opening the treasure box to see who is in our life, what is inside of those people, and what are their intentions through the way that they give us criticism and the way that they construct us. You have to kind of fish out and weed out who are the people that are giving you criticism based on nothing and giving you criticism to kind of throw you in a hole and leave you there, right? You don't want to be around those people that are throwing you in a hole and just leaving you there to rot. No, you want to have the friends that are throwing you in the hole or that come across you in the hole and say, hey, you're in this hole. You're in this mess right now. Your life is kind of funky yunky. It's not looking so good. I'm not going to lie to you, honey. I'm really not going to lie to you. But let me tell you something. There's an opportunity for you to look to the left and get your way out of it. I'm going to be here and I'm going to coach you out because I'm looking at it from a different POV, okay? I'm looking at it from a different point of view. I can see how you got in the hole, right? Because those are what friends are for, okay? I can see that you're in the hole, but I can also see how you can now get out of that hole. I can see how you can take steps to work your way out of this hole, right? So the moral of the story, the gist of it all is be around people that are constructive. And you know what? I am not one to be or condone cancel culture. It's really not my thing, I've had to learn it in my life, especially like a couple years ago when I kind of fell into the cancel culture. I definitely cut off a whole bunch of my friends and I was like, I don't want to be around you guys. You guys are negative. You guys are bringing me down. I was in this Lululand high space of I need to be around better to do better. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of my friends called me out, and at the time I couldn't understand and see how my actions were selfish and how they were very just all about me and self-seeking, only thinking about what was good for me and not considering or even looking at how the people around me actually benefited me, not in the way that maybe I wanted at that time, but they were beneficial and they added so much into my life. At that time I wasn't able to see it, but now kind of looking back on that and reflecting, canceling people from your life, cutting people off from your life almost does yourself a disservice, because the thing that I have learned is that the people that are in your life are in your life for a reason. You might not see it or understand it. It might not be aligned with the plan that you have or the vision or the way that you see your life going. Maybe you're someone that is very future oriented like me. I'm always thinking about the future and I'm always trying to plan things for the future that I want for myself. And so if I see something that's around me that doesn't necessarily align with that, I instantly want to cut it off. I instantly want to just deal with the situation to get back onto what I think is on track, right? And so that can lead to cutting off a lot of people. That can lead to removing people that are actually placed in your life for a reason. The people that God has placed in your life, He placed for a reason. Out of all the families that you could have been born into, you were put into that family. And so what does it say about the people that you have been born into this world with? That was for a reason. There is purpose in that. The family that you have is purposeful. The friends that you have, the city that you grew up in, and the people around you are there for a reason. You might not necessarily understand that right now. You might not necessarily understand the things that they are teaching you right now and how they're shaping you to be the person that you're going to be in the future. You might not understand that right now. And so don't be quick to cut everybody off. Don't be quick to have tunnel vision towards the future and only see the end goal, not realizing how the circumstances you're in right now are what's going to lead you to that end goal. And that is something that I wish I had known a couple years ago. Like, Abby, take it slow, mama. You're going to get to what you want to get to. You're going to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, but you're not going to do it in a way that is selfish. You're not going to do it in a way where you are on your own and you are just doing everything by yourself. Community is important. You need the people around you. That is important. They bring something to your life, even if you have a friend that is quote unquote negative or a hater, there might be a lesson for you to learn within that friendship. Maybe you need to learn how to speak up. Maybe you need to learn how to use your voice and stand firm, right? There is always opportunities. Don't be quick to cut people off. Realize that people are actually purposeful, even when you might not see that. And so a way to kind of fish out and see who might be potentially purposeful in your life is to kind of look at the way that they give you criticism. Are they giving you criticism and throwing you in a hole, or are they giving you criticism that is constructive? And so think back when you're in these situations, think back on that analogy of the hole, right? When you are in a hole, who is giving you pointers on how to get out of that hole? Are you with and around people that are in the hole with you? Maybe that's the problem. Constructive criticism is basically saying your opinion or your stance or your view on something, but then being constructive with it. And so you can go to your friend and be like, what do you think about this outfit? I put it together. What is it like? What is it cute, right? And your friend could be like, oh my God, no, that's so ugly. That's so gross. Ew, change, right? Or your friend can give you constructive criticism, which is, you know, it's not my favorite outfit, but I think you would look better in red, right? You see how there's such a difference with criticism, which will just bring you down sometimes, and then criticism that is constructive. Constructive criticism leads you toward, it gives you some sort of direction. It doesn't just drop you off in a hole. And that was the thing I thought about. You don't want to have people around you that are dropping you in hole. Sometimes in life, you are going to stumble in a hole and you are going to be lost and confused and be looking up like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of here? Sometimes people are going to throw you in a hole. This is a very silly example, but you get the point, okay? Sometimes you either fall into holes or sometimes your friends will throw you into holes. But the difference between a fake friend and a real friend is the fake friend will maybe throw you in a hole that you should be in, because sometimes you need to see reality, or maybe your friend will come across you already in a hole and give you a way out. It's like, hey, you're in that hole and I can see you and you're suffering and, you know, you're doing something that maybe I don't necessarily think is best for you, but hey, if you look to your right, there's a rope. Use that rope to get yourself out. Hey, look to the left, there's a ladder. Use that to climb yourself out. That is kind of the analogy, the picture that I have painted for myself about what constructive criticism is. Before we kind of end this video, I think it's super important to take the things that we learn and actually make them solid and put the pen to paper. And what I mean by that is journaling and writing. And so let's get into a little bit of a guided journal session. If there was one recurring theme or constant message that you have been told in your life, what has it been? And the last thing I want us to take a second to kind of ponder and journal about is how can we be of service to the people around us? Oftentimes we think about other people and how they are serving us in our life, but it's just as equally as important that we serve the people in our lives as well. And so write ways that you show up for the people in your life, or ways that you could potentially show up for the people in your life in the future, to show up in a way that you would want someone to show up for you. So take a couple minutes and write how you would want how you could show up for other people in a way that you would want them to show up for you. Does that make sense? Does that kind of make sense? Let's take a couple seconds to journal about that and really get into how we can be selfless and serving of the people that we love. That is it, guys. I want to thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video, for watching this video, for journaling with me. If you feel up for it, definitely leave some of the things that you wrote about in the comment section. I love to see what kind of headspace you're in, and maybe if we're kind of in the same headspace. And so definitely leave a comment, like this video, subscribe for more, follow me on all my socials, ABIGXRL on Instagram and on TikTok, and I will see you guys in another video. Thank you again so much for watching and being here with me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.